All right, I'd like to start with a question. How many presentations have you sat through the last year? Many, many, many. I always say we're surrounded by a lot of presentation diarrhea. Now, I would like to ask you a second question. How many of those presentations you've sat through would you pay for to see them again? I hear a big, great silence. Yeah? That's quite shocking, right? I mean, we present all the time and we have great ideas and some of it is really smart talk, but in the end, the outcome is really low. Your impact is zero. So this is you. You're trying to pitch an idea to your audience, right? What you're doing is you're pitching from your neocortex. That's the smart part of your brain that can develop really complex ideas and also interpret those ideas. But research has shown us is that all information has to go through the limbic brain of the listener. Remember, that's the really old part of the brain that's really lazy and not so smart. So when you're really comfortable talking about shareholder value and all those complex ideas, this limbic brain is thinking, what shutting off and really not going on a mental holiday. So we need to make it fast. And with fast, I don't mean that you talk faster, because that's not really an answer to anything. I just mean that you need to select what you're going to say. I call them bananas. You know, we all want to throw all these bananas into the audience, all these messages, but we've got to take a look first. What do they want to hear? What do they need? The third one is simple. It's so easy to make things complex, and it's so difficult to make things simple. So I'm hoping you will spend extra time to make it to go easy on your audience and the limbic brain. Concrete. I always say, okay, let me ask you something. Can you please imagine a watermelon? Pop, 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 pop. I see all these watermelons, and they're quite alike, right? Because watermelon is a watermelon, it's not gold. So I see all these watermelons. But when I ask you to think of shareholder value, I see, a lot of questions mark. There's not, you cannot translate that into an image. It's very difficult, right? So that's what I mean with concrete. Make it really concrete. You've got to show them how much are you going to grow. 20%? Not we're going to grow a lot. It has to be really simple and easy to interpret for the audience. Otherwise, you will lose them. This is a really important one for me. This is called power play. So the person sitting opposite from you is more primitive than you think. They're just human beings and they are influenced in ways you don't even know. But there's 3 social processes that are taking place when you're talking to them. I'm going to show them to you. So who of you has ever been in love with the most popular girl or boy in school and never been able to get him, her? Yeah, I'm speaking from personal experience. Yeah. So yeah. Statistically, I should be seeing a lot more hands here. That means you all married your high school sweethearts. No. Yeah. Statistically, it's not true. Usually, you don't get that grand finale with whatever. But that's my own trauma. Yeah, maybe, that could be. So people want what they can't have, right? But it's the same for the investor. He wants what he can't have. So every time you walk into a meeting and pitch, there's 2 questions that are being asked. Who has the most status and who's the most needy? And what do you think you guys are? Do you think you're needy or do you have a lot of status? No, you're needy. Yeah, you're needy. You want money, right? Yeah. So you've got to, in some way, show them that you're not needy. How do you think you can do that? How do you gain more status during your pitch? This is the only one trait that CEOs and executive managers have in common. They're all, if you're not inspired yourself, how can you inspire others? So you've got to portray your passion. If you don't have passion, hire somebody that does have passion, because that will work much better. We need to portray it. Do you agree with that? Yeah, if you're not passionate about your idea, why should I be? So if you're a timid person, you've got to train that, because it simply does not work not to be passionate, because people will judge you within 20 seconds that they see you. So keep that in mind.